right, guys, I'm jumping right in today. I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm very busy. I am frustrated. This was hard to trade. First of all, I want to tell you, for those of you who follow Day Trading for Success, over the weekend, he did a great video on how to lay out your charts. Please go watch it. He did one a couple years ago, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. I actually recently just watched it because I know people ask me how I lay out my chart. And I wanted to send them to his video because it takes a long time to make them and I don't have time. But he did it right when I was going to tell everyone where to go. He did an updated video on yesterday. It was perfect. And he gave everyone this indicator right here for free. So go check it out because he doesn't leave those free ones up very long. So go watch it. It's about an hour long, but good information. I've followed him now for 3 years. I mean, basically, it's the only style of trading I do, and I've morphed it into a little bit of my own. And still, I learned stuff from him in that video. So go watch it. The other thing I want to do is tell you summer trading sucks, and it sucks big time. I could hardly find anything to trade today. I had my first red day in a very long time, and you guys, it was bad. I was down $305 on Amazon, and I'm going to show you that. I made some notes to show you because I don't want you guys to get hung up in some of this price action. If you're used to trading normal, you're kind of new at this and maybe you haven't traded summer. Last summer, I didn't trade much and I was not profitable. I'm just hitting my first full year of profitability. So this is still kind of new to me for this summer trading. Just be very careful. And I'm going to show you areas that you want to watch out for. And then, you can see, look at this is Power Hour, and I'm actually live right now in Power Hour. And you can see where everything's just moving sideways. And you've got the 9 and 21 EMAs just nearly touching. Look at this, the Qs. You've got, this is something else I've been watching because I'm starting to plug different earnings down here around the outside edges. We're going to be getting into earnings week this summer. I mean, earnings month or whatever it is. And I need to start making money. So I'm actually starting to do my research way ahead of time. We've got Palantir, Zeta. All your big software companies are going to start reporting earnings. Okay, so let me go back over here. Palantir's one I normally trade every single day. Let's see. I did trade it today, but I only made $11. I'll show you that. But look, sideways. Look at the 9 and the 21. You cannot trade that. It's impossible. I mean, let me know if you can, but it's hard. All right, and you see that everywhere. I could not find anything to trade here. So let me get rid of that. And then let's go look right here. We're right in the middle of Amazon. So I'm going to back up and show you what I saw and how hard it was and where I was down $305. But I came back at Power Hour. So I came back probably right in here. I missed this right here. Let me see if I came in a little earlier. Oh yeah. So see right here, I came in about right here. It was about 2:15. So Power Hour for me starts about 2-ish. I mean, it can start as early as 2. So we're kind of trading sideways here. And even if we're not trading sideways and we're moving off the 9, we're just not pulling back enough and coming down enough to really capture anything. And volume is below average. You can see most of the volume's below average. So I just couldn't trade this. Well, I was already down hundreds of dollars. So it has to be, for me, price action has to be deliberate and it has to move quite a bit. It can't just move a few pennies in a straight line and just go straight. It's impossible. You got to factor in your spread too. So right here, look at this. I noticed this right when it happened. It's very hard to see. I don't know how I can see this stuff, but right here. Okay, if I make this really big and spread out, each one of these from this gray line to this gray line is 50 cents. So I'm really moving this up a lot, but I want you to see right here, we gapped up right here. I know that seems silly that I noticed that, but I noticed all this little stuff like this. So finally, after all this consolidation, I thought, boom, bingo, we're going to start going up. And we did. We did go up. I mean, once you see a little gap up like that, that's usually a good sign. But the problem is if I put this back to normal, because that's about where I usually have my charts, I usually have it to where it's 50 cents in between that I can see. So right here, we gapped up right there. And then immediately sellers stepped in and just brought it back to the 9. You can't trade that. It's impossible. You're talking each candle is just a few pennies. And then you've got a few penny spread. So by the time you get in and it goes up a few pennies, you're now in a red candle. It's so impossible. This was frustrating. So I waited this out right here because we had pulled back. So not harshly, but we pulled back double the amount that we went up. So I'm watching this. We have some wicks. Now I missed this and I'm bummed out because look at the buyers and seller indicator. That was good. That's what I wait for. So I thought, okay, now we're into power hour. This is good. Now I'm only down $99.46 right now and I'm done. I don't care if it starts shooting up at power hour. I'm over it. I was at negative 305 and to get to 99, I'm just thankful. So right here, it comes up, pulls back. So right in this area, I think, okay, power hour's here. We're doing good. We got really good volume right here. And then boom, it just tanks and our volume dies down right in here. We go sideways again. You can't trade that. Just sit there for what? What? You're going to sit there for 10 minutes just twiddling your thumbs and you don't even know which way it's going to go. And you could get a big look, you could get this big red candle right here. So I actually stayed out of this. I actually had looked away. I'm working and didn't see this. And then we come down to the 9 and I think again, oh, okay, we're starting to do some price action. We go up, we pull back. There's people stepping into the arena. We've got both buyers and sellers. We're passing the ball back and forth. This is going to be good. And then boom, look at this, just sideways, just nothing. So then I actually caught this, you guys, and I went from negative 305 up to this point, and that's where I caught a lot of my money back right in here. I probably caught some back over in here. I didn't catch it all right here because I didn't catch it all right here, but I did catch a good amount right here. And I had caught some back here. We'll go back and look at that. So I just want you to see this price action, how you cannot get caught up in this. And the word power hour doesn't exist right now, I'm telling you. So right here, I got desperate and I just chased it for a few pennies right here. I jumped in on this. I chased it. I don't care. I didn't wait for it to pull back. I just jumped in because I saw this right here. You can see this coming in and I said, boom, I'm in. Thank God. I think I made about $50 there, it looks like. Oh, I don't know, 30. Oh, 10 cents. Oh, they made $10 there. Lordy, lordy. Okay, then look at this. You can't trade that. I'm over it. Okay, let's go back and I'll show you. It was this part right here. I lost big. This was the negative 305, that first part. And then right here, look at the difference. You got to see the difference in this. Look at this. I mean, the first part was okay. And then it started getting this choppiness right here and choppiness right in here. And then this went up and I made money here. So this was negative 305. And then right in here, I started pulling out of it and just taking quick scalps and I didn't get greedy. And it was, pulling way away from the 9, coming back. That was good, but only right there. And the bad part though, if you start looking at your scalping indicator, it was hard to trade. That was very difficult in here because look, we were still below average volume. Very, very hard. And I got hung up right here. I did end up losing some right here because I was trying to get this push right here. It kept hitting right here. It was hitting that 248.50 and it would pull back and then hit and pull back. So I did get caught up in there, but I was so desperate. I was just trying to get anything I could out of this. So let's move on to, let me punch this in, Palantir. And then if I have time, I'm going to show you one stock that was a pre-market runner because I know people ask me where I would mark levels and there were no levels marked, I believe, on one of them. Oh, there were old levels. So I'll show you how those held if I have a second. All right, right in here, I only made $11.87. You guys, I was only trading 100 shares. This was very difficult to trade. This is normally how I see my chart. Again, 50 cents between these levels. And it was just hugging the 9 and 11 or 9 and 21. And the 9 and 21 EMAs were literally just going sideways. It was so boring. And look at the below average volume, incredibly below average. And then you get this weird outlying candle of buyers here that mostly took over this candle for no reason. So it was just horrible. Let me see if I can get the next one up. So this is VEEE. Whoops. This was just a quick scalp. Now, here I took the chance for the break of the left pivot and made $24. And I'm going to show you what I meant by this. Okay, this was running this morning on news. I was busy right at the open, so I couldn't trade the open. And right when I got off the phone, I saw this had happened. I saw it over here, and I saw that it was at the top of all stocks, and it had already done this run up. So it pulls back here, and I think, okay, I'm going to get in here. But we saw these wicks, and then I just jumped in here, and I was taking the chance for the break of the left pivot. When I say left pivot, this candle right here, let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay, you notice here when we come up and we hit this high right here on this leg up, the leg up stopped right here and we pulled back. So I wanted to get a break of the leg up. I did not want to take the break of this candle because volume is so low and price action has been so weird and movement has not held. So I just decided that there was no way that I was just going to take it right here because this had come down way too much. And we had too many wicks. It was just too much. So to play it safe, and then see this one came way down below this, and then this was above it, this was above it, and then down below these wicks. That was just too weird to me. And I would just rather wait for the break of this, which I did. I got in here and got out right there. It was only $24. And I said, forget this. This is weird. So let's go look at CMND really quick. I want to show you, I traded that last week. I've been trading it a little bit. It had levels that held. I saw it up running on all stocks. I did not trade this, but I know I marked, hang on, old levels. Oh, 8 a.m. I want to show you the 8 a.m. Here we go right here. All right. Check this out. I didn't trade it because you can see it only made the front side of the move right here and then it failed and never came back. So of course I didn't get in, but I can show you how this was an old level. This was from I think I was trading this last week. You guys know if you traded it, it's been in the news lately. This level that says PL was from at least 3 years ago. I'd say 2, 3 years ago. All these levels here and here, these are all old levels. So we were sitting at the old levels this morning. Whenever news hit, it goes up and it goes straight. You guys look at this. You won't believe this. Bingo, right there, right to the tick. 275 is the high. The level was $2.75. It ticks it and just shoots down and comes all the way back below where it was when the news hit. So this is why I say older levels hold. Let's pull up the daily chart. I've got a couple seconds. I know there's probably an easier way to do that. People have told me, don't get annoyed. I'm old. All right. These levels, you guys, blue is like 3 years ago. These might be 2 years ago. This is 2026. Anything that's pink. This is just an ugly chart. This is ugly. Although I've made money on it in the last couple weeks. So in this area, I've made money on it. But anyways, I marked this level right here because this is a gap right here. So I had put this level here because of that gap. That was at 275 that it hit today. And it stopped cold at 275 and dumped. And that's why it was a gap. It never got past that, never filled that gap. So that's why it's important to leave those levels and go back and look at your daily chart. That was a daily chart I just showed you. This is a 1 minute. This is a 15 minute. This is a 5 minute. You always want to be looking at all of these and look to your left. Look and see what's happened. If you're right here, you want to see what's happened over here because it can happen again. Okay, you guys, that's it. Summer trading absolutely sucks. I could certainly be doing something else to make money if this is the way it's going to be. So I lost $63.83 or 87 cents. Please let me know how you did today. I just want to know. I was watching Day Trading for Success. He went live. I don't trade the same stocks as him. I'm just always on a different stock. And I have my basket of favorites. Sometimes I'll jump in on something he's on, but he is delayed. So I have to be careful. So I could see his frustration. He was so frustrated. There was just no volume. And he just kept saying, you can't trade this. This is impossible. And I was not happy for him, struggling, but I was at least happy that there's at least someone out there who's struggling in this market who actually knows what they're doing. Because when you sit here and trade alone all day, you just wonder, is everyone else having this problem? This just sucked today. Okay, guys, hopefully I'll find something tomorrow. And we do have Nike earnings. I believe it's Nike this week. I'll have to check it out, maybe do a little video on it tomorrow and maybe prepare everyone. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.